Hello and welcome back. Now I'm going to be talking about Bastion. To get more into his story now. There was a line of robots, line as in there was more than one, called the Bastion unit, and they were designed to keep the peace. Eventually the Omnic crisis happened, and they were used to fight against the humans. Eventually, after the crisis calmed down, most of them were disassembled, shut down. Our Bastion, however, he was severely injured during one of the battles and was left out into the wilderness where he just shut down. Eventually, nature claimed him, vines grew over him, birds made nests, places I don't want to talk about. But one day he woke up and he's like, what's going on? Apparently he didn't lose his memory, but his combat functions, they kind of were not his priority anymore. It was more of, I want to know the more natural side of things. That's why in the trailer you see him with the little bird. He's like, oh, how cute kind of thing. He's more into nature than his combat side. Though, even though he appears to be gentle or even harmless at times, his core combat programming is still within him and will take over and kill you. So he is not to be taken lightly. He is approximately 30 years old, so that's about the time the Omnic Crisis started. The real name is a SST Siege Automatron E54, or Bastion. That's what the robots were called, him being one of the few remaining ones left. His abilities are an assault gun, which is basically a machine gun. He has the ability to transform into a ground unit. So, one minute he could be moving and he'll be in his moving position. Next thing, he can hunker down and become a gun, or he will become a live turret. Kind of like the cannon unit in StarCraft 2 with the Terrans. They can move and do less damage, or they can hunker down and do a lot more damage. He also has the ability called Reconfigure, which is basically a self-heal, and his ultimate ability is called Remote Mine. It's not, I don't see it as being oh my god, this is such an amazing ability. To me, it's more of a normal ability compared to some of what the other characters can do, but hey, to each his own. If he wants to send a little remote car mine that sits down and waits for someone to walk by before it shoots 1,000 bullets out, that's cool. I mean, it seems pretty overpowered. You place one down, the whole team would walk by, brrr, all of a sudden they go Reaper on them. So it's kind of like Reaper's ability, except he can choose where to plant it instead of him doing it himself. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's Bastion. Stay tuned for the last two characters I'm going to be covering.